I am back.
Welcome
Sweet.
back.
I'm back.
Huzzah!
Pizza.
Huzzah!
Danny, are you back?
Yep.
Pizza's
Okay,
upstairs, by the way.
we are all here. Are we ready to continue?
I'm in another game at the moment. I mean, if it's roleplay, I can continue.
Yeah. So, as a metagame knowledge, I will tell you that there is no. Okay, there is only one required encounter. So, you can go upstairs and not fuck anything up, and you just see what's up there.
That's
We all
tempting.
agree it's a trap? It's a trap.
It's a
It's
tarp.
a trap.
I don't think it's a trap.
Tarp.
Or else you can just,
Sit back and relax.
The question is if
Easy for you to say.
what you call it? If you're gonna stay here, is it okay to just leave the trap unsprung?
It's a good point. I did push a skeleton down a tube. I don't know where it's gonna come out. Maybe it's up on this floor.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's true.
It's somewhere above us, probably.
Yeah, it's probably one of the floors above us.
It's probably on its way here right now.
That's a
But
sliver.
it'll only eat Cerealius
Or-
so.
Or it's up there waking the master up right now, but the master can't kill it because it's got regeneration.
This is true.
Good point.
It will distract him.
So, are we going upstairs? I think we should go upstairs.
We may want to at least take a look around.
We could exactly. We could just take a look around, I
Yeah.
guess. I
Is
definitely. I
everything-
won't be taking lead though, 'cause I don't really have much abilities left.
If there's nothing,
We can take a
Super.
rest.
we did
Well,
already.
I need a full rest.
Yeah, full rest.
We have another group member who's decided to partake in the next fight, though.
This is true. The child woke up.
Right? She's not just
Trap.
watching us
She
kill
can-
things and die.
She could step in and take my position in the fight.
There we go. So everything is fine.
Depends on when the next fight's going to be, because I also have to talk to my Spanish presentation partner momentarily on Google.
It'd be fine.
What is a Spanish?
Right? It's one of those people you go pick up.
Is it a drow dialect?
Yes.
Why did the sudden urge to wall them all in?
I now imagine all drow as migrant workers.
Yes.
Okay.
A drow selling orange juice on the side of the road.
So let's take a vote. All in favor of going upstairs, say aye.
I
I
I'm skeptical.
I after our rest.
I'm skeptical.
Okay, it sounds like
I'm
the
skeptical.
majority of people. So as you go up the stairs, you notice that the hallway gets longer and longer. Or wider and wider the way you go up until it is absolutely massive. It's like a 20-foot stairway, and it just keeps kind of getting wider and wider. And then you see, and you don't have any light, or there's no light coming up from ahead either. So you round a corner and you come into these massive, I mean, absolute massive room.
It's dark.
Such a massive room.
Ah,
we're in
yeah.
the middle-ish.
Is there any? Can I roll up a reception to kind of get a feel if I hear anything or smell anything, right?
Do you have any extra special senses? like scent or.
No, this character does not have scent.
Really? You
It's
should.
not. I should, but unfortunately, traditional rules, let's say something's changed, I have to spend a feat to get it, and I just didn't have a feat to spare.
You got 4 though.
For what? Feet?
Yeah.
How do I have 4 feet?
That's what your shoes go.
Quadruped.
God damn it.
You're like, what? You're
What
like,
the fuck?
"Oh, what's going on? Oh, tricked you. Doesn't feel.
So does anyone light a torch other than I think one person had a sun rod. But other
I
than
give
that-
We have a
Like
bunch of sun
everyone's.
rods.
Yeah,
I
everybody
have
should have
dark
tons of sun.
vision.
It's a 16 for me to kind of listen and
Yeah.
see what's going on.
you hear the gentle sloshing of water.
Oh. Like a lot of water?
Like a small pond, maybe.
I can hear water up ahead.
Well, the little girl told us that we shouldn't wake the master, so someone's probably asleep up here.
I will. There's also a stairway up. I will point that out. You could go farther up if you want. I will give everyone increased vision.
Looks like an Alice in Wonderland sort of deal. Where this tower's getting like a taller on our way up as well, or just wider.
Mostly just wider.
Yeah. Seems like the staircase is a lot bigger here when we came out.
Everyone should have better vision.
I'm sitting there like just staring, looking for like where the light is and everything, and I couldn't see anything until I zoomed out.
I will not point anything out, so go ahead and explore as you wish.
Checking for
I
traps.
can't control my token 100%, so just assume that I'm just on Graddock's shoulder for this.
You can't control your token?
No, I can't. Just I'm still trying to finish up this match.
Oh, okay.
I'm back. How fucked are we?
Everyone's dead.
Yeah. Okay. Am I alive?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Apparently.
Aren't you considered everyone?
I look into the room and you don't really see anything. It's like a circle on the bottom.
So in the circle, as you said, is a giant basin.
Hmm.
So what? A giant.
Basin.
Or any running water to it? Any kind of running water feature? Or is it just still water?
No. It does seem you would notice that there is some type of catalyst for alchemy in the bottom of it.
Oh, can I roll craft alchemy on that or something?
Yeah, sure.
An 18.
And you would think that it would be some kind of transmutation school of catalyst.
That thing down in the bottom has something to do with transmutation.
Oh, so I wonder what happens if I jump in the pool. Probably
It's
turn
out-
into something.
It's alchemical in nature.
Probably shouldn't do that then.
I probably shouldn't.
What's all this stuff up here?
You see all kinds of reagents, more alchemical supplies. There's two small chests, 2 or 3 small chests, a few books, something that looks like either potion or a poison. You're not quite sure which one.
I go over and I start inspecting all the things and ooh. I also see a chest in that big. I see several chests actually.
As I said, there's 2 or 3 chests.
Ooh. Manassas, dear, could you see if any of the items on this shelf are magical?
He does a cone sweeping of the bookshelf, and you would see that there is a magical potion or poison of some kind, as well as some. I guess it would be daggers.
That happened. Yeah.
All right, and now I'm back to fully playing.
You also
Oh.
seem that as you do your thing, you go a little bit too far around, and you turn around, and you also see that the catalyst is also magical.
It said I could see it was transmutation. Could I roll a spellcraft to try to discern what the effect is, possibly? Or...
Sure.
$24?
It is some sort of summoning effect, actually.
Oh. And it says the water appears to have some sort of summoning effect attached to it. Probably best we don't mess with that right now.
Yeah.
I agree.
Is there anything on the bookshelf that I would recognize and probably would want to add to my alchemist kit?
Yeah, there's quite a few materials, like 500 gold worth of materials here that you would use on a daily basis to make healing potions and anything of the abjuration school.
Okay, I guess while they look to other place, I guess I'll start snatching up stuff that looks useful. Any like alchemist fire, anything completely done, anything manufactured, or just
Nothing
components?
manufactured.
Okay. Wow, I have a lot of components now to make stuff.
Nice.
I have 800 gold in potion supplies. Awesome. All right.
How much do you fiddle with the chest?
I don't touch the chest just yet because that's more of Manassas. Excuse me. That's more Damien's sort of thing. But I'll gather the other items.
Have at it, Manassas.
Is it locked out of curiosity?
All right, I'll roll a disable device check. Hold on. Where's my attack roll?
I want to take full cover from this. How large are these chest pads? Are they like really big or are they small?
They're like medium sized, maybe a foot by a foot and a half.
Okay. Well, you can store a gun in there.
I will first check them for traps.
Okay, go ahead and give me 3. What would it be? It would be perception, I guess, right?
Sounds good.
Yes.
No traps on that one. You're not sure on the middle one? Not sure on the other one.
Alright, well, I will open up the safe one.
Okay. You'll go ahead.
I decided it was just pointless roleplay. Go ahead.
It's not pointless roleplay.
I'll say it's full detail. I was like, I didn't want to interrupt what was about to happen.
You find a bunch of journals.
Ooh,
Jay, I learned explosive runes.
Oh my god. So I was gonna say is I just take all the stuff from like all the things that are useful, and I just keep flying back and forth to Graddock and just filling up the backpack with just more and more things. Oh, these are fantastic. These can be put into fire things. These ones I can make into ice sort of effective things. This is all fantastic.
Do you have any retort to this, Critic?
I just kind of roll my head and sigh,
He uses flurry
and
and
then
blows.
continue munching on my snack.
It's gonna be for your benefit, dear. I promise.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm gonna tell everyone to stand back, and I'm gonna open up the middle one.
Okay, inside the middle one, you find a stash of gold. About 1,350.
Damien cries a little bit. Then I'll set that to the side, and then I will go for the third one. I'm gonna do a second inspection then, if that's possible. It's like look it over a little bit more thoroughly.
Okay, that's fine. But it gets harder to spot, I believe, as you.
Okay.
You still don't see anything, but
All right. Well, I guess I will just open it then.
okay. So inside this is type of insect, and it is still alive. What do you do immediately?
I will
What's it
close
look
that
like?
immediately.
Okay.
Seems slide shut. Is everything okay?
Anyone
I
know
think
anything
he's,
about
like,
insects?
I know a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I can. What would it look like?
I don't like bugs, so I mean, you're welcome to look for yourself. And I'll like slide that a decent ways away.
Okay, so I will come over to where he is. I'll go, alright, does anyone have any ability to keep this thing in place so it doesn't how big was it?
Could I do like a nature check to figure out what it was?
Yeah, you can do a knowledge nature check. So to describe it, it was about palm size insect in its little box. You would have noticed that a small like egg sac or some kind of marble, maybe something of that degree. It looked kind of like a praying mantis, except that the arms were forestretched, and it had like almost a winding body. So think of it as like when he saw it, it was this, but it's more long than like wide. It's probably about 6 inches long.
Can I roll a nature check now that I've had the description?
Yes.
23.
You would think that this is a mind-burrowing parasite.
Oh, your
Oh,
favorite.
I'd like see it there and I go, don't open this. I go, this is a mind-burrowing parasite. Jeez, immediately like step away from it. I go,
Why do bugs have to be so gross, man?
I know, right? They're terrible. Can you lock that one?
Yeah, definitely.
Throw it into smell chemical fire, god damn it.
I will lock it then.
Honestly, I mean, burn with fire is always an option. What kind of chest? What's the chest made of?
It's like a really thick oak.
Perfect. Anybody here have spark?
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you wish to burn the chest, Manassas?
Kind of don't want to burn it like in the open. Can we like find like a glass jar
we
or
can-
something and like close it? I don't know.
For now, we can just leave it there. It's not. We don't have to
I
burn
mean, it
it
hasn't gotten out of the box in like
No.
God knows how long. So
Out of curiosity,
I know where there's a pit of acid.
do
Yeah,
I get
let's
any? Do I get any feeling that I could use this bug in any kind of alchemical creation? Is there anything I can make from this thing, or is it just parasitic, nasty thing and kill with fire?
You could probably figure something out, but it would not be on any spell list or anything like that. I'm sure that there is a use for it.
Perhaps a poison or something.
Right, exactly. Or to somehow like make this into a weapon and throw it on people's faces or something. Interesting.
Well, until then, I'm going to lock it and I'm gonna put it over in the corner.
All right.
And then I'm gonna like check myself, make sure no bugs got out, and like kind of like get the heebie-jeebies, you know.
Yeah. Can you give me a perception check?
Do I see Damien like shaking and checking himself for bugs?
Yes.
Alright, I'll cast Fairy Fire.
What the
Good
crap?
idea. Fairy Fire reveals invisible things.
Oh, okay.
So no.
Yeah, I was
we
like, did
I
you
thought
just light him
me
on fire?
Bugs
We
are
just all of a
going to
sudden-
release my words now.
We just
I
see
was
like, all
like-
the gold he's stolen from us all of a sudden
He
appears.
just starts melting and turns into a gold golem.
I'd like,
No.
Invisible sacks
I'd
full.
like to take my sleeves of many garments, kind of like turn it into like a hazmat type suit.
Oh my
In the
God.
D&D universe, of course.
Which would be a beekeeping suit, which they did have back then.
All right, that sounds good. We'll do that.
Can I read through some of the documentary he has? Some of the things that are in his journal.
Okay. So, it sounds like it is written by whoever's tower this was. And it's, trying to produce a new magic is a clever endeavor and blah, blah, blah. It's talking about how he's starting to create his own form of magic.
Oh, like his own school, basically.
Yeah.
That's it.
Parasite magic. Could be the best magic. Gonna be huge.
Build a tower.
Could build the
make the bug
magic. Could make the bugs pay for it.
He explains that mastery of both alchemical, divine, and arcane is all required for mastery of this magic. And that's pretty much his theories are in the first journal. There are 8 in total.
Oh,
Alright.
curious about this actually.
Interesting. So
quite a
do
bit.
I glean anything? Does he describe his process for this new thing? Glean
No.
any knowledge of?
It's just theories. It's like, if you combine fire and water, then you get steam. Something to the direction of what do arcane and divine magic make? There surely must be a project.
Yeah, these are done like in time. So like, does he ever reference any of the things he's talked about beforehand, like any tests he's done or anything?
Not in the first journal.
I mean, spend my time kind of going through this real quick.
We'll say that it takes about 20 minutes to read the entire journal.
Fair enough.
I'll pick up one of the other journals and read through that.
Which one?
Let's say journal number 8. Skip to the end.
Okay. So he talks about the creation of a new form of magic. One thing that Divine and Arcane schools both have is they have a point of reference. Arcane comes from yourself, where Divine comes from a deity of sorts. Other sorts of magic all have a focus. Druidic magic comes from the forest and nature itself. So what he is attempting to do is to make a great source of power here, and then it will all form together into a new school of magic. And then he will be able to anticipate that. He reckons that magic of positive energy, negative energy, arcane, and divine are all required. He maps it out as fire, earth, water, fire, water, positive energy, and negative energy.
I'll be like, Kai's, whoever wrote these was trying to create a great source of power here. There's
Yeah, that's
probably
right.
something very powerful we should be aware of.
I would agree,
Hmm.
definitely.
Can I read it?
Sure, I'll give him that one and pick up book number 7.
Yeah, and I'd be continuing in row, so I do number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 as I'm like going along.
Okay, so in number 7, you see the designs. FA, one thing that he missed is towards the back of the book. is a diagram of this room, and it's the one that if the orientation is correct, it makes like almost a swastika shape, like rune when they're all activated, and the middle is the focal point of the room is where the catalyst would all feed to.
Okay.
But yes, this one would be light. The one to the left would be dark. The one above that would be water, and the one to the south is positive. West is negative. North is water, and northeast is fire. Other than that, he pretty much got all the basic alchemical things. In 7, you find that pretty much all you have to do is cast you cast a spell into the catalyst of the correct energy type. If you cast the wrong spell of the wrong energy type into the wrong catalyst, then it all explodes. So if it's a catalyst that's made for positive energy and you cast negative energy into it, it will explode catastrophically. In 7, it depicts the rebuilding of his lab after the early parts of it. That you would assume that this would have been outlined in 6 more. In 2, you get the theories of summoning. Like when you are creating a larger portion of power, you are beginning to siphon the life essence off something else. So the 7 and 8 are practical. 1 and 2 are theoretical.
Does he ever mention why he's trying to do this? Like, what is his goal here with this?
No, it's simply he is trying to make a new form of the new school of magic.
All right.
All right, to book 6. Oh,
Book 3.
In book 6, it would outline mostly it's an outline of the experiments that he's already done. He has tried to produce the water elemental before, and he talks about producing a water elemental and then slaying it, and its essence is the catalyst. Both that probably is in the basin, and also the one that will feed into the main source.
Oh, I'll be like, hey guys, I figured out what this pool is probably for. Sounds like that this guy is trying to summon a water elemental from that pool. And if we activate the catalyst somehow, it'll summon a water elemental that we'll have to kill to make this big, magical, powerful thing.
Oh, interesting.
But I don't know what this big, magical, powerful thing will do. So,
What does book 3 tell me?
Book 3 is more the reasoning behind it. It's kind of just ramblings and stumbling blocks.
What's his reasoning?
His reasoning is that introducing a new school of magic is pretty much the equivalent of his theory of it is that it will be a magic that cancels magic. So that will be the main theme of this magic, because he describes combining divine and arcane magic and it fizzling, and that might just be because there's not any, that it is the lack of magic which is magic, and a bunch of more stumbling blocks and different things like that. But he does talk about his reasonings. He's like, well, with this new magic, what I hope to accrue is the ability to stop large-scale magical warfare.
Want magic to rule them all?
Yes.
And then the darkness behind them. I've seen the book.
All right, I grabbed the fourth book, I guess.
Okay, you go.
Me and Cerritos are reading together because we both gave this at the same time.
Yeah. Oh no. There's 8, so
Oh,
And I'll pick up 5.
yeah, he'd pick up 5, you'd pick up 4.
perfect.
In 5, it is the very beginning of the experiment, some failed creations, not a whole lot of useful stuff here. It's just like more of like a fully fleshed out experiment, and then the result of that experiment. And almost all of them are failures. Some summoning ones were more towards the light. In 4, it talks about the pretty much that it talks about the wars that he is in said. It's more like, and it's more of a recanting of his life, and in the conquering of these people, I would have this would have been a devastating magic against some people you've never heard of and are pretty much extinct 500 years previously. He
Can
also
I roll anything to understand more about that?
history, I guess, but it would be like our very, very lost knowledge. But you can do it.
19.
It's something that you would have heard of a long time ago. Would tell you that this is a magically attuned avian race of unknown origin.
Yeah, because 500 years ago, technically, I was alive back then.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, you would.
Yeah, even so long ago, I forgets a lot of things. She could have been a cleric when she first started. She's not really sure. That's quite interesting. So a magical avian race, you said.
Mhm.
Okay. They were just like slaughtered, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. It depicts him. It's in his own words that they were trying to make sacrifices to their god, and he tried to go there and stop them, and it was an all-out magical fiesta. He just described hundreds of fire. The sky was on fire with all the different things. As lightning rained down on them, fire surged towards himself, and just all kinds of madness. It's depicting a magic duel between an entire race and a single person.
Fair enough. Do I get the feeling from all of his writings that he was more of a good person, or more of like I'm just doing this because I want to do it sort of thing? Like
Maybe lawful neutral, or
not necessarily
maybe
evil though.
neutral
He's
good. No, definitely not evil.
Okay. Just ever talk about anything about the girl upstairs?
Roll a D100.
All right. Wish me luck.
Good luck. Break a leg.
44.
No mention.
Oh.
Interesting. Of course, discussed with the party. The books as well. He talks about war with old races of like bird-like people. Very magical, lots of crazy stuff, and he's trying to make a magic that will diffuse other magics and sort of like stop them to prevent more wars and things like that. Basically, trying to make a magic more powerful than any other, really.
Interesting. And he talked about how to do that. It seems like we would have to activate these portals in this, or we'd have to activate these effects and with similar attributes to them. So I don't know how we would do that.
I look over my shoulder back towards the pool, and I say, what's really interesting is that he stopped randomly. I mean, if he was just this close to casting a few spells and getting this effect, why would he stop right now?
Maybe he did.
The last 8 pages is literally just it just stops. Like it's like I'm almost ready for the experiment. No. It's just like he finished a journal entry where it was leading up to the creation of this new magic, and nothing.
So maybe he tried it. Maybe he's magically bound somewhere and he can't do anything because he doesn't have any more magic.
You
Oh,
can
no.
put backfire to top him. That's an interesting idea. She said that he's still here and that he's sleeping. So maybe
Well, the creepy little girl who was locked in a prison for 100 years says that. I don't know if we trust her.
Very true. She did unlock the way for us, though. Remember
Let's keep in mind where we are too. This is not a nice place.
True.
that. True.
So, he may
don't
have
necessarily
been
mean that
trying to
he-
do a good thing, but I still don't trust him.
I totally understand, and I totally agree. We should keep our wits and our guard up at all times. It's very interesting.
We should probably also refrain from using any magic that might activate the other attributes, because it seems from the failures he has, if you activate the wrong school of magic around one of these things, it could end quite poorly.
That would be very
So let's not
unfortunate.
do that.
Have any of you checked the rest of the room at all?
No.
They've always been sitting here watching us read.
Yeah.
I assumed you were reading it out loud.
I want to say that they were doing that. I want to do like I'm like doing a bedtime story, reading out loud, doing voice and things like
Grandma.
I was not reading out loud.
that.
Because people reading out loud does not work. All right.
Everyone just runs different directions.
I
This
walked
can-
around
this
earlier
can
but didn't see
only
anything.
end well.
So there's this potion up here that we don't know what it does.
Can I attempt to identify? Just forgot
Yeah.
about that. Yeah. Craft alchemy? Question mark.
Yes. Yes, of course. Or spellcraft, whichever.
I'll see you look at this for this. Like, oh, here's for this. I'll take a look at it, I guess.
You would know it is a... One second. I can't remember what it was called. Give me 2 seconds. It's the one that lets you talk to... It is a potion of plant voice.
Interesting.
Goddamn hippies.
It's a plant voice. I don't take offense for this. I still let you keep it. It's a potion of plant voice. Allows you to communicate with plants and things.
Checking for traps.
You would also think that it was an extremely high level one. Probably like
Interesting.
level 10.
Oh my.
It doesn't let us talk to plants. It lets plants talk to us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Right.